I know. You got it, Joey?
Got it.
Got it. Hey. Hey, ball run. Let me stop.
Hey.
Welcome to episode 42 of CJ Squared. Remember, we always been CJ Squared Sports and stuff. Tonight, we got some of that stuff for you. Everything going on out here in sports, everything going on out here in the world. We ain't talking about that. We're gonna leave the politics to CNN, Fox News, and MSNBC. But we are going to talk about the latest ongoings in the sports world. I mean, we got so much going on. Guess what? All-Star game just happened. Steph Curry, 16 threes, 50 points.
Golly.
Can he keep it up through the rest of the year? Remember, Steph Curry was on a slump, right, guys? He was on a slump. And he just exploded in the All-Star game. And we got, coaches fighting on the sidelines, NCAA making all kinds of decisions in terms of football. Pretty soon they're going to be picking the field of 68, and you're going to get those against the spread picks from your crew at CJ Squared. The big question, can I remain in fuego the picks on the tournament? It's going to be hard because what I did last year is going to be hard to top. That was just one of those things that don't happen too much. But I could be back on the bender. You never know.
The thing is, you weren't even betting as much this year. Watch this year, you'll be betting.
I wasn't even betting at all. Let's get it right. Man. The only thing I was betting on was those NBA picks coming back very soon. The NBA picks, the Friday, Saturday, Sunday special. Those NBA picks can lead to some good parlays and some good, hot takes from my man Joey.
You got it.
Oh my goodness. So we got so much going on. Of course, we can't cover everything, but we did choose some real kind of interesting things that you may be wanting to talk about and hear about. So I'm going to go ahead and pass the baton over to my man, Chris, who has our first topic of the night.
Yeah, so going to the world of college basketball, we'll hit a few of those tonight. But the first one, I'm sure you guys already saw the video. Juwan Howards getting into it with the Wisconsin coach. Is it guard? Right? Is that his?
I don't know. It was a
great guard.
Yeah, it was an assistant coach. I don't know who he was.
Yeah, so I think his name's guard. I think. So he gets into it, and then he gets suspended for the rest of the regular season. And gets fined. So the question we got is, I'll throw it out to Joey first. Was the punishment enough with the suspension and the fine for Juwan Howards, Joey?
Chris and JB, millions. The punishment was enough for Juwan fights Howard. Plenty. I believe it was five games, which is the rest of the regular season. So he will be able to come back for the big tournament.
I thought he was suspended for the rest of the season, period.
I think it's just the regular season.
That's the regular season?
Okay. Yeah, just the regular. It is Greg Gard.
Okay, Greg Gard. Well, yes. I mean, look, Juwan messed up. He got his feelings hurt. He got stunned on Wisconsin's courts. Yes, I'm sure when they went to their Final Four, he was sunning the entire Big Ten Conference. Okay. And they're not as good this year. And to be honest, I really didn't have an issue with Gard calling the timeout because Juwan had the full court man-to-man press going still. So I think I don't mind him taking the timeout. So, I mean, I mean, Juwan got his feelings hurt because, I mean, Michigan is just not very good this year. They're probably not going to make the tournament.
They're a bubble squad right now.
Yes. Okay. And he absolutely overreacted. He definitely did. Now, did guard touch him and he shouldn't have? Yes. Guard probably should have just kept on walking by him. He heard Juwan say, I'm going to remember that next year's game is going to be must-see TV. And if they end up meeting in the Big Ten tournament, that's going to be must-see TV also. But, you know, Juwan messed up. I think guard messed up too, not on the same level as Juwan Howard did. Let's just move on. I was not worried at all. I didn't think that there should have been a firing coming at all. He did just take him to the Final Four, so there was no way that they were going to let him go. They did fine. They did fine.
Yeah.
JB, what do you got? Enough to like?
It makes me think back to the days of John Chaney and John Calipari.
I'll kill you.
And goon.
I'll kill you. You son of a bitch.
It seems that I don't know, maybe I guess the penalty was good enough. It seems that, like, you know, I mean, Juwan Howard, it seems not to be the typical coach. Like, he's a giant man compared to the rest most of the time. I guess he tries to intimidate these people.
Yeah.
And you really, I mean, when you're a grown man, you know, and you're a coach, you're not really going to get intimidated. You're going to stand your ground. Who knows what happens between the lines? You shouldn't get mad if a coach calls a timeout. You know, it's part of the game. It's part of gamesmanship, you know. It's like in college football. Don't get mad if the coach scores a touchdown late. Get your defense better, right? You gotta get your team better.
Absolutely.
And like Joey said, Michigan at the beginning of the year was a top 10 ranked team. I mean, and did they bring back most of their team? Like they went to the Final Four.
Yeah.
A lot of the guys back. I mean, especially the guy who was the Big Ten Freshman of the Year. The guy from what is Hunter, right? He's from the area, DMV. They're a big guy.
Okay.
And
they lost Wagner's in the pros now.
Wagner's in the pros,
yeah. Wagner went pro, but still, you mean, you know,
it's Michigan. You got to reload.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean,
basketball's back.
Disappointing. They're 15-11. I mean, right now they are in the bubble. They're 9-7 in the Big Ten.
Did they beat Rutgers? They beat Rutgers the other night, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And Rutgers got a better record than them. They 16-11.
Rutgers is another.
If I'm looking right now, I'm taking Rutgers. Rutgers is 5-2 against the AP top 25. Right. Michigan is 1-5.
Yeah, that's a killer.
So I'm taking Rutgers all day over Michigan.
Very good.
Kind of, he was frustrated. It's bad decisions. We make bad decisions, but his happened just to be on national TV and in a high profile position. So was the punishment good? I mean, was it sufficient enough? I would say so. You know, I mean, he wasn't going to get fired. The only way he got fired if he would kill somebody or something on there and bloody his nose, you know. And it still would have been in question whether he gets fired or not. So yeah, like Joey said, you know, when they play again, whether it be this year or next year, and they're both still coaching, it's going to be a hard fought game. Put it that way.
He better sun them back.
Yeah, I mean, Wisconsin, is ranked 13th, but they're on top of the Big Ten right now.
Yeah, they're playing really well right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, for me, I think there were people calling for firing. There were people talking about now trying to change the handshake line. You know, I mean, to me, it's one of those things where as the head of your team, you are responsible for showing, you know, especially teaching kids how to, you know, handle yourself in situations that may not be going your way. So for me, I don't necessarily have an issue with the 5 games or, the regular season. I think definitely not firing is way too steep. But if he would have gotten suspended even for the Big Ten, I don't know if they would have been too drastic. I just think anywhere within that, they had to do something. But he's just got to be better about in a situation where he loses his cool, you can't go to that level, but also at the same time, if he's trying to, the key clearly wants to just move on from the coach, and you can tell when he's going through the line, he says something, but he's not up in his face right away, instigating it until the coach puts his hands on him. And a guy like that, he's probably not going to just, and it's not like he just goes off and starts swinging and, I mean, he's trying to still argue and not really, he's saying, don't put your hands on me.
Don't touch me.
So, and then they keep touching him.
Yeah.
So for most guys, if you do that, I don't know.
If a dude tells you don't touch him.
Yeah, multiple times.
Just don't touch him.
Yeah. So, I mean,
be sensitive.
Clearly, he was at a position where he didn't want to discuss it. Let him just be, hey, we'll discuss it later. Let him just cool down. So I think
a funny story about something like that, similar in college. I'm not gonna say the guy's name, but it was a guy. It was an incident in my dorm room in college where this one guy and another guy were playing a game on Nintendo. And guy number 2 is beating the brakes off guy number 1. Guy number 1 says, just don't touch me though. Guy number 2 and then guy number 1 commences to maul like a damn guy number 2. I'm sitting there in shock at first, like what the hell is going on over here?
What game was it?
NBA Live 95.
It was
NBA Live 95.
It either was NCAA or it was like the old Madden. It was, but or I don't know what it was. All I know is he said. All I know is he said, "Don't touch me." And the dude turned around with like this.
He poked. I
literally took one finger and poked him on the shoulder, and
oh my goodness,
that was it.
It was the malice in the palace all over again.
You got that. Just don't touch me.
You can beat me, just don't touch me.
Like he said, just don't touch me.
I don't
care. You guys, you whip my ass. I'm mad. Just don't touch me.
Just don't touch me.
It was a damn melee. But anyway, oh yeah, don't.
Yeah.
The moral of the
advice is don't. If a guy says it, do not. Don't instigate.
Don't touch him. Just don't touch him. Don't brush him. Don't. Just walk away.
Yeah, I mean, to me, if he would have just let it go, he clearly didn't want. He was forcing the issue, and what does he expect? That Juwan Howards all of a sudden just gonna calm. Okay, let's have a conversation. No, you could clearly see he was not in the mood. He was going to probably calm down and just discuss it later, but so I think that
when he just got sunned, like Joey said.
Yeah. I mean, I think that Juwan Howard has to be able to compose himself better. And I'm with you guys. If a team is whooping up on you and you try to make an adjustment, then that coach has in every right to now call a timeout, make an adjustment to your adjustment. That's what coaching is. So
that's called coaching.
Exactly.
Unwritten rules are irritating.
When you're allowed to make an adjustment and he calls a timeout. Juwan Howard overreacted. The other coach overreacted. I think you got to suspend them, but as long as they didn't suspend them for if they had made the NCAA tournament, that would have been bad. But to me, anything within that, I think they should have probably suspended because the Wisconsin guy got one game, I think.
Did he get?
Or did he even get? I think he just got fined. Maybe.
I think he just.
I didn't even hear anything about him getting.
He might have just gotten fined. So I could have seen him getting because he was the one who put his hands on him first.
Yes, he did.
So I could have seen him getting a game. Yeah. So I mean, I don't think it's as big as some of these people are saying firing and all that. I mean, come on.
Those are all Michigan basketball haters. Those
Yeah.
are all Fab Five haters still.
Yeah, exactly.
Hating the baggy shorts.
Those are all Fab Five haters.
Hating the baggy shorts and the Hodges. Come on, man. Get over
Oh, all right, Joey, we're going to switch it to the NFL. You want to call the old Godfather
Oh,
up?
the Godfather. I am definitely going to get the Godfather's input on this.
The Godfather. Here we go.
Because we are going to the NFL. We're going to football. The Godfather, let me just let the millions know that when the Steelers lose, the Godfather has a rule. Do not discuss Steelers football until the Wednesday of that week.
Call and tell you, Joey,
lost until Wednesday.
Joey, did he say, okay,
He's
what
Juwan
you
Howard.
Just don't touch me.
Yeah.
I don't care what happens, just don't touch me.
He needs a big cool down period. Geez.
Yes, he does.
I tell you what, the Godfather really is an influence on you because
yes, he is.
Here on the Steelers were atrocious.
Yes.
It looked good at the beginning of the year.
They made the playoffs. Made the playoffs.
They did. But they
with no quarterback. With no quarterback, they made the playoffs. And speaking of no quarterback, apparently the Steelers have mentioned that Mason Rudolph could actually be the starter for them.
JB's about to spit out his water
next year.
Yes. I'm on the computer screen.
Mason Rudolph. I think the one of the main connections that Mason Rudolph got was when Myles Garrett took that helmet off his head and almost beat him with it.
That's his claim to fame.
That is
he's got old helmet head.
Myles Garrett was absolutely wrong for doing that, but they're actually saying that Mason Rudolph
wrong?
Maybe.
Was he wrong? Really?
He didn't say anything. So, JB, where do you think the Steelers should be? What direction you think the Steelers should be going? Is that something that you would be satisfied with if you were a Steelers fan?
Okay, if first of all, no. Second of all, there should be some free agents out there that Steelers can get. But if I was the Steelers, honestly, I would focus on getting something, working on my O-line. So hopefully they draft some offensive linemen. I mean, they got playmakers. They got Harris, a good young back. They got some good young receivers, got a good young tight end. You just need an O-line, and they can just maybe bring in Jimmy G, right? Bring in Jameis Winston. Anybody besides Mason Rudolph, really. If the Steelers start the season with Mason Rudolph, their defense will have to play all world for them to make it to 500. Remember, they're in a division that they got to play against Lamar Jackson twice. They got to play against Joe Burrow twice. I mean, they got to play against the Browns, who the offense is good when it's clicking. They run the ball. I mean, so they're not a layup. So you got to come correct, or you are going to be like 1-5 in your own division before you even get outside of your division. So they about to tighten up and get a new quarterback.
Tighten up. Chris, where you going here?
Yeah, to me, I think they have to. I think a playoff team that is young in most of their skill position spots. I don't think they're necessarily a quarterback away, but they're probably a quarterback and maybe an offensive lineman or two away from really competing. I mean, they were bad on both levels of those two positions. So to me, Mason Rudolph is a guy who is fine as like a stopgap to a rebuilding type of team.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that they're too good. They're stuck. If they have Mason Rudolph as their quarterback, they're just probably a fringy, maybe playoff team at best, right? So
Let me stop. You get me saying that crap.
So I mean, to me, if you're at best a team, your best scenario with Mason Rudolph is you're might have a shot at the playoffs and that's it. Well, that's their best case scenario, right? So to me, what's the point in just coming out and just being average, knowing you're going to be average? I always say that's the worst spot to be. To me, you either completely rebuild or you go and try to win it. Don't be going out and saying our best is just to make the playoffs, because who cares? So I mean, and especially it's not like you could say, well, Cincinnati did that. Cincinnati's got a quarterback that can carry you and get hot. Mason Rudolph is not going to carry them in 3 or 4 games in a row. Yeah. So they're going to win. If they even made the playoffs, they'd win in spite of Mason Rudolph as the quarterback. So to me, you take a swing at your big dogs if you can. You take a swing at Russell Wilson. You take a swing at Aaron Rodgers. If you can get to one of those two, that elevates them all of a sudden to one of the really, truly elite teams with those playmakers.
Okay.
Dante Johnson is a beast.
Slow your roll.
I mean, we've seen.
I don't know about elite, but okay.
Well, all right. Well, you take Aaron Rodgers away from Green Bay, right? If they went out and got Aaron Rodgers and maybe 1 or 2 more linemen, how much better is Green Bay than Pittsburgh? Now, that's a harder division. Yeah. But
Aaron Rodgers would still be in the AFC. He'd still be, I mean, he'd be maybe the second best quarterback.
He's at least 3 to 4 games better than Roethlisberger, correct? I would say.
Yeah, I would say he probably maybe 4 or 5 games better.
Yeah, so exactly. And then what they win 8 or 9 games this year? So they're a 12 to 13 win team with Aaron Rodgers.
They were 8-7-1 or 9-8-1, something like that.
Yeah.
And we saw when Najee Harris, we saw part of the offensive line not being great is the fact is that they can't stretch the field with Roethlisberger. If you put I
agree,
like Russell Wilson or Aaron Rodgers, Najee Harris would be eaten all day because they can't put 8 in the box to stop him.
Yeah.
So
I'm with you.
So to me, I think you swing for the fences.
Like elite, that's all.
Yeah. I think you swing for the fences with this squad, and then I don't want them to be. I don't think they're in rebuild mode at all. You know what I mean? Not with the way they've drafted. And Pittsburgh always drafts well, but I don't think if you go out and you get Malik Willis, this team's not going to sniff the playoffs for 3 to 4 years probably.
Do they have what's his name backing up Mason Rudolph too? Their 3rd string quarterback. He was the old Commandos quarterback. Ohio State.
Haskins.
Yeah, Haskins.
Yeah, he's still there.
He's still there.
Yeah.
They give him a shot to start.
I mean, he at least can stretch the field. That's one thing that dude does have.
He can throw that ball.
Yeah.
He's the opposite of Roethlisberger in that way.
I know.
That's about it, though.
That dude can throw that football.
So yeah, I mean, I think swing for the fences for them.
The Godfather is hoping they swing for the fences. The Godfather hated their draft pick this year, even though Najee Harris probably made the all-rookie team. He had to. But anyway, Joey, go ahead. I'm sure you got something else to say about it, right?
Well, I'm
texting the Godfather now. What do you think?
You know what? It's probably too late for the Godfather right now because he's got to get his lessons ready for tomorrow morning. He's got to get his lessons ready. And the Godfather does not mess around in that dang classroom. I tell you that.
Joey, my Steelers.
The Godfather.
Get out here, elite.
But I'm also making some of these same calls that Chris had mentioned. I'm calling Green Bay, seeing what is happening. I'm calling Houston.
Aaron Rodgers is not walking through that door, Joe. Okay? Deshaun Watson is not walking through that door. It's not going to happen, Joey.
Might not be. I'm going to call just to check to see what is going on. Is it going to cost way too much to get one of those guys there? I don't know. They did.
Mr. Telephone Man.
There's something wrong with my line. I'm just trying to find a QB.
Every time, it's gonna happen. Right. Nobody giving the Steelers crap, Godfather.
They did build from. They got some late round picks as far as starters for their offensive line. They're probably going to take a few more this year, but clearly I think they know, based on the division, which may be the best division in football going into next year. The Steelers know that they need to make some sort of move to answer what is happening in their own division. I don't think they're quite as worried about Cleveland, but Cincinnati and Baltimore are going to have a say in who wins the AFC North. So, hey, in Pittsburgh, a wise man says the standard is the standard. And right now they need to make sure that they have excellence. They have someone that can compete with those two crucial quarterbacks that they'll be playing against 4 times.
Yeah. Are you on the God? Are you on the Godfather's payroll?
I am not on the Godfather's payroll.
Are you getting money under the table?
I like Mike Tomlin. I like Mike Tomlin.
I like Mike Tomlin too. I do as well.
He gets results. So the Steelers better be doing something to answer Cincinnati and Baltimore going into next year.
I mean, the whole AFC is a gauntlet.
Yes, it is. Why would you want to go over there, Aaron Rodgers?
Think about what you got. You got Josh Allen, Patty Mahomes, Joe Burrow. You got the kid from you got Herbert from San Diego. Oh my God, you got Lamar. It's just.
Don't forget Tannehill.
Don't forget who may be the best athlete
of all. Who? I forgot somebody.
Don't forget Tannehill. Yeah,
he let him do first place.
Don't forget Tua. Shout out to CB and Hot.
There you go.
Don't forget Golden State.
Don't forget our boy who Mac Jones.
Mac Jones. That's right.
That's right.
Golden State's up 62-45 now.
Okay, figure that.
Portland scored 13 points this quarter.
Oh wow!
All Simons.
All right, as you can see, we're back on the NBA. Of course, we got some bets going on. We got stuff going on all the time. Up for our next question is the NBA question, and I will start. I will go to Joey first because this is Joey's boy.
Oh yeah.
And before I even say this, Joey, I want you to tell me. Every year, every time we talk about this young man and you defend him, what do I always tell you about him?
What do you say about CP3?
He always hurt.
He's always hurting.
He's always hurt, bro. He stayed hurt. All right, but anyway, so the question was, does Chris Paul's injury? And I saw somebody on Twitter like, why is he playing the All-Star game? Like during the All-Star game, it came out that he had a broken wrist, during the game, after he checked into the game.
Yes,
Not before, but after he checks in.
Right.
Oh yeah, Chris Paul's out for 6-8 weeks. How is that possible when he's in the game? Anyway, so Joey, how does Chris Paul's injury affect the West race? Right now, I believe Phoenix has a 6-game lead on the Warriors. Maybe not 6. Let me check. Let me get my facts straight before
6.5 as of tonight.
Yeah, and they won tonight when Devin Booker had 12 assists and 25 points.
Yeah.
And I think Cam Johnson had 21 because I'm playing against him in fantasy. But anyway,
okay.
Joey, what do you think? How is Chris Paul's injury going to affect the West race? Now he should be back at least for either the late late part of the first round or the second round if they make it to the second round, because he's out 6 to 8 weeks. And it's about 7 weeks left until the start of the playoffs.
Chris and JB, this is a major injury issue. This is big time. Golden State should be licking their chops right now, because as Phoenix goes down with the real MVP of the league right now, Golden State is actually getting healthy. Golden State is going to get Draymond back. And of course, when Golden State is really good, Draymond is really good. Golden State is also going to get James Wiseman back very soon. Golden State is now getting contributions from one of their young first-round picks that they got last year. Kuminga seems to be all that. He is athletic. He's explosive. I see why they decided to go with him and why I was wrong about them flipping Kuminga and the other pick for possibly a Bradley Beal or a Dame Dollar. But this team, Golden State has, looks a lot like their championship squad before KD got there. They have guys that sort of do a lot of what made Golden State so good was their bench and their role players contributed every night. And that's what this Golden State team does too. Their bench and their role players contribute every night. When they get healthy, they're going to go on a run. And I think it's going to be tough for Phoenix to hold them off. If Golden State gets the number 1 seed, they are going to the NBA Finals. Bottom line, if they get the number 1 seed, they are going to the NBA Finals. CP3 needs to get back as soon as he can. The real MVP. You know what? I wonder, since he's had a Phoenix uniform on during the regular season, we can even count playoffs. Have they lost more than 20 times or 25 times? Have they lost? Because all they've been doing since he has been there is winning. And I hope that they continue to wear the purple jerseys, because those purple unis, I love the Phoenix Sun purple uniforms. But Phoenix better, they got to get CP3 back quickly. Okay, not only is Golden State coming, but well, even though Memphis took a loss tonight, Memphis is definitely hungry. I think Memphis is playing with house money. No one expecting them to be here. They will not be favored when they take on the big dogs. So get CP3 healthy, because Golden State is a sleeping wolf. And they're hungry.
Okay. I have never, ever in my life as an adult or a child heard someone use the term a sleeping damn wolf. Okay. I thought the terminology was sleeping giant, but hey, okay. I understand. I thought a wolf by himself is really not as intimidating as the pack.
They're all sleeping. There's like a whole sleeping wolf, a wolf pack.
Like a wolf pack sleeping. Okay. I got it. I got it. All right.
Drinking.
So the wolves, okay. I thought the wolves in there stacking. I thought you were stacking.
They'll be stacking too.
A wolf stack.
Too.
A wolf stack.
A wolf stack.
Whoa, you don't want to see that. When those wolves get together, what movie is that, Chris?
Where's the movie? It's funny. It's what is it? It's
when
like,
those wolves get together, JB,
oh man, yeah, that's a funny movie.
That's the bird movie.
What is that?
Right. Stork. There it is.
JB, we'll have to show you that clip. It's hilarious. It's wolves.
What's
the wolves? Oh.
It's like a kids movie that we watched, and it's funny though. I think it's like Key and Peele are like in it. They're doing the voices. But it's funny though. I'll show you it. Yeah, if anyone's seen it out there, they'll know what we're talking about.
So
wolf.
So Chris, after we and I'm not gonna say that what I was gonna say, but I'm thinking about another movie by our man Adam Sandler, when the guy told the guy, he said thank you for what you said. You have just made everybody in this room dumber, you need to get help. But anyway,
the little puppy who lost its way.
Okay. Anyway, it wasn't that bad, Joey. But Chris, what are your thoughts on how Chris Paul's injury is going to affect this race in the West? What do you think?
I think to me, I mean, they've got a little bit of a cushion. I don't know how much they're worried. Last year, they came out as the 2 seed, so they didn't have to get there as the 1 seed. I mean, things played out a little different last year because they got the Lakers in round 1. Remember, that's when the Anthony Davis go down.
Yeah.
They had Denver without
that series, didn't he? Didn't you hurt his shoulder?
Yeah.
Against them?
Denver, remember Jamal Murray didn't play. Then they had the Clippers. Is that when Kawhi got hurt?
Kawhi got hurt. And the Clippers actually had a chance to beat them if playoff P would have made them free throws that one game.
Yeah, I mean, they were I don't know if they would feel like obviously it's an all pro level guard that you're missing. So I still think that they can. The West is a gauntlet. I mean, really, you think about who would they be trying to, where can they fall and really feel like they can avoid, who are they trying to avoid? Because right now you got at the 4 or 5 spot, you got Utah and Dallas.
I don't think they try to avoid.
You got Denver, Minnesota's at 7. Clippers are at 8. I don't necessarily know if there's a spot that they feel like, okay, I can fall and still feel good. You know what I mean?
I think the Suns have a team where it doesn't matter who they're playing. I think they can play at any.
I think that if you look at that team, they can beat anybody. So if Chris Paul comes back and he is healthy, I don't necessarily know if there is a team that you could just say is gonna crush them. I think that his biggest thing is how quickly can he come back and really just come back and be what he is.
Right.
The good thing is that he doesn't have to come in and just score 28 for them to compete. He can just run the show and, be the floor general that he is. So to me, I'm not fully worried as long as, if he starts missing any time into the actual playoffs, then they're going to really struggle. Because I don't think without him, I still think they can compete with Golden State, which they've shown. So to me, I'm not as confident as Joey is at Golden State and just them giving up home court. I don't know why you're so loving on the home court for Golden State.
I was thinking this. I'm with you, Chris. I was thinking
Joey is all in if they get home court. So
over.
Have they even won at home court at that stadium?
No, it's at Golden State's first year there. It's their first year.
And because they didn't make the
Oakland to San Francisco.
Joey just feels like it's over.
Once the band gets back together, it's over.
The old Steve
Kerr, Steph and Clay.
So I'm not as
Clay and Draymond.
No pun intended.
No pun intended, right?
So to me, I think that as long as he comes back and he's healthy enough for the playoffs, I think they're going to play. I have to see some stats that really break down home court advantage in the playoffs. But to me, I feel like they can compete with anybody, any team that they're going to be out there. I don't necessarily know if they'd be favored against Golden State, but I still think, I still would say that they have a good shot against them, regardless if Chris Paul doesn't play, then no. But if he's healthy, who cares if you got the number 1 seed? We've seen LeBron do it all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, I know, right? LeBronto, right? LeBron.
Yeah, he never cared.
Yeah, you're right. I am on your side of this argument, Chris. I think no, Joey, here's my reasoning. I think, yes, Chris Paul is the consummate floor general. He is the straw that stirs the coffee in Phoenix.
Freddie Jackson.
Right? He is the thing that the cauldron, right? It's like this, right? But I remember saying this before, and some of our shows from last year about Phoenix, and I go back to Phoenix in the bubble when they had no Chris Paul, and they still won like all their games in the bubble and had a chance to make the playoffs without Chris Paul. They have enough confidence to finish the season out and keep their number one seed in the West. I do think they have enough to do that, right? Devin Booker is playing at a all-league level. Devin Booker is basically just CP light when it comes to his game. More athletic CP, right? Devin Booker, he's not the assist guy CP, but he is the mid-range mangler too. Destroys people in the mid-range just like Chris Paul does. When you see Chris Paul going to his right across the lane and taking that step and pulling up, you know it's money.
Yeah.
How many times have you seen that, Joey? Him dribble on the left-hand side, cross the lane, take that step, and pull up for that little mid-range.
All day.
Devin Booker is the same way. And what they do have, they play good D.
All day.
They're a big enough team. They got 3-point shooting, and they got a guy who can put up 30 every night. That's right, Chris. They got shooters everywhere. Okay.
What are you doing down there?
And you don't count out the guys like these guys. This team has played together now for the last 3 years. The young guys, Cam, Miles Bridges, not Miles Bridges.
Mikal Bridges. Not the dunking Bridges.
Not Miles from Charlotte, Joey's boy.
He can dunk too.
Not the nasty dunker.
And you got Cam, you got veteran players like Cameron. Somebody just picked him up in the fantasy league. The point guard from Murray State, and you got Crowder. And you got a hungry Ayton who Joey was hating on, but he's here. So I think Phoenix is going to be all right. Now, if they want to win a championship without CP3, it's not going to happen. They will not repeat to go to the finals if he doesn't come back healthy. If he doesn't come back healthy, I actually give the Warriors the edge. Right? I even give Memphis a shot. But without with him, I think they will be the favorite in the West to go to the finals. So it's all depend on how, and they will have the number one seed in the home court advantage. That's just my opinion.
All right,
Joey, you're up.
There you have it. Let's move. Let's go back to college football, arguably the most popular sport in America.
Oh, yeah, arguably.
This past week or last week, the NCAA decided to not expand the 4-team playoff to a possible 12-team playoff, and they will not look into the expansion until after
2026, right?
2020, yes, going into the 2026 season. So, Chris, based on this, who gets hurt the most by the decision of the Power 5 conferences as well as Notre Dame?
So I would say a few people or a few entities. I would say your non-power conferences, like your AACs, like those types of conferences, even your Pac-12. Because I would say this year, if which Joey, we know a hot take is coming of USC going to make it. If they get one team in, they're going to be struggling to get 2 teams in, right? I would say really the only people now, the Big 12 is going to get hurt because Oklahoma's leaving them, So
Texas.
So I think that Oklahoma's not going to be as good without Caleb Williams, so they're probably going to be down. So to me, everyone other than the SEC, who doesn't really care anyway, because they're going to get their teams in, the Big 12 looks like they're getting a little bit better. So I would say the ACC, pretty much everybody should be getting hurt, other than maybe the Big 12 and the SEC, because they're the only teams right now that have a shot to get 2 teams in. Everyone else has no shot. And I think the fans, to me, are hurt because we all want to see more teams in. We want to see a better playoff. I guess the argument could be that, do we want to see just teams get crushed in the first round? Alabama and Georgia just going out and just murdering teams in the first round. Yep. You know, I mean, people love seeing Alabama, Cincinnati. You know, I mean, I think the storylines are good, and that's generally what we watch for anyway, right? I mean, if the storylines can somehow sell themselves, then we're gonna tune in, correct? So I think that most of the time, half the week on Saturdays anyway, it's just about storylines. How many times have we gone into the week on a Saturday night and the game looks like it's going to be awesome, and by halftime we're turning it anyway? You know what I mean? Like, that's, but then there's games where there is no storyline and the game ends up being good. So I don't think you can use that as a way to say, well, we don't need to, because the team's going to get blown out, because you can get great games regardless. You know what I mean? So to me, I think it just hurts everybody other than the SEC and maybe the Big 12. Everyone else, I think, would be better off expanding, because they're going to get, and you're getting the teams that are the non-Power 5 teams that will actually have a shot to go. And, you know, a team like Utah that was playing hot, maybe they get a shot at it. But then if you only get one team in, those type of teams never are going to get in, because you're almost always going to get 2 SEC teams, a Notre Dame. I mean, you already know who the 5 or 6 teams you're going to get in on. And it's just like everyone else is now knows going in, they don't even have a shot before the season starts. The one plus about the NFL is how many teams at the beginning of the year believe they have a shot, right? Like, I would say at the beginning of the year,
even Joey thought the Giants were going to win the division.
And I mean, and that's the thing is we could see going into, even the way that this year was, going into almost the last, say, 2 weeks, there was probably 15 teams that had a shot to make the playoffs. And we saw what Cincinnati did. So the fact is, if you get into the playoff, who knows what you can do? You know what I mean? But the way it is set up right now, it doesn't. It's always supposed to be the best regular season in football. It really isn't even that anymore, because you already know Alabama's going to sneak in. I mean, they still found a way in. So I think that everybody but the SEC and the Big 10 are hurt. And those are 2 teams that weren't hurt anyway. They don't care.
Correct.
So it's stupid to me that they can't figure this out.
JB?
It's simple, Joey. The people that are hurt the most are the fans. That's it. I mean, you just call it the SEC Invitational. Stop calling it the college football playoff.
Correct.
Just call it what it is. It's the SEC championship game. Right. And with a +1 with some guys who go to the fence. Every once in a while, Clemson or Ohio State may get invited. But besides that, ain't nobody else coming.
Correct.
Ain't nobody else last couple of years. It's either Clemson, Ohio State, or an SEC team.
Correct.
It's the SEC Invitational, point blank. So, I mean, that's how I look at it, right? At least if you have more teams, maybe you get more fans excited.
Absolutely.
At least the fans be like, hey, at least my team made it. We can be excited. Yeah.
Absolutely.
They're probably gonna get sunned, but
they may get sunned.
Hey, but at least you get there and your fans they get happy and you make some money.
Absolutely.
You know, but now it's just like I said, you know, it's gonna be like Chris said. Envision this. Let's say, I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if sooner or later the SEC got 3 teams in there. Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me.
Right.
It wouldn't surprise me. Right. That you get the two teams that play. Let's imagine this scenario right now. Let's imagine next year Alabama loses a game to, say, LSU. LSU goes to the SEC championship and plays Georgia. And Georgia stays undefeated, and LSU wins. They all take all three of them.
Oh yeah, there's no way a one-loss Alabama doesn't get in. And
and that would be that'd be a straight just kick in the face to every other league, every other team, because it's going to be a team in one of those non-power 5 conferences that is going to be undefeated or something like a Cincinnati team. And the only reason Cincinnati got in this year is because Ohio State lost to Michigan.
They wanted no part. Remember when when they released the first one, they wanted no part of Cincinnati getting in there.
No, they didn't.
No, all these things had to play out, and all of them did. But you could tell they wanted no part of Alabama or Cincinnati getting in.
Even Joey was saying it every week. He kept on saying Cincinnati has to put on a show. They got to blow people out, and every week they were in dogfights, except for that last game. They were winning like by 7 or by 10. They won't blow anybody out, and they got in because other teams lost.
They're doing anything they can to keep Cincinnati out of that. So
it's of course, we're gonna have fun with it because that's what we do. But the other fans are just gonna be like, who cares? If you're not an SEC fan or Alabama or Georgia, why you even care?
Right.
Get your bowl game in and call it a day. Right.
It seems I am confused to the fact that they are turning down an extra $450 million in revenue. They're all about money. And this playoff is a cash cow. Yeah. And they're going to leave $450 million, possibly a possible $450 million on the table. Is crazy that they can't sit in a room and get this thing figured out. Yeah. It's crazy. The fans
they said they had more to work on than that.
Yeah.
Well, they definitely do.
Because what had happened is they expanded it to 6 teams. They would invite 4 SEC teams. They expanded it to 8. They would invite 5 SEC teams. That's the problem right there. Yeah, that's the problem. And with how the transfer portal is now and everything, how everything is working out, like the guys saying, the rich are only going to get richer. And they're going to get more incentivized by the opportunity to go play here to make it to those playoff games. Because, if you go to, like you said, the Pac-10, you may get one team in.
Oh, you're going to get one team in now.
ACC, if, with Florida State and Miami not being any good, if Clemson doesn't get in, what's going to happen with them?
Wake Forest.
You know what I'm saying? It's the SEC and the Big Ten. And the Big Ten is they really want Ohio. They were mad that Ohio State got sunned by Michigan.
Yes, they were.
The committee was disappointed because they wanted Ohio State to be there. Trust me. They didn't want Jim Harbaugh there. They didn't want Michigan there, especially after they lost to Michigan State.
What do you mean we can't put Michigan in over Ohio State?
They didn't want to do that either.
No,
I don't know. You know what? Who knows, man?
But I also
go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was just saying, with all of the other obstacles, I saw that one of the obstacles that they are discussing is that the granddaddy of them all, I guess, is a bowl game that they want to keep as the Big Ten versus the Pac-12. They need to get over themselves. No one cares about the Rose Bowl. It's just another bowl game. Nobody cares. And not like it once was. No, the 2 most epic games in Rose Bowl history didn't even involve the Big Ten versus the Pac-12.
Yeah, the
They
Texas.
involved a national championship and a national semifinal.
Yeah.
Had nothing to do with Pac-12 versus Big Ten. So they need to get off of that, the granddaddy of them all.
Yeah, that Texas USC game was a
crazy game. And that Georgia Oklahoma game was a crazy game. And Keith Jackson is not calling the game because I can hear Keith Jackson's voice now, the granddaddy of them all.
I know, right?
Those
The
days are
Rose
over.
Bowl parade come on TV. You want to watch that? Nobody's watching that no
Those days
more.
are over. Can we please move on and let's get more teams in it? Let's get more excitement going and let's figure this thing out. My goodness.
Remember Bob Whitman from Grand Park? I think he used to live out there, and he talked about him being near the Rose Bowl and folks parking on his yard. It was somebody I know. It may have been Bob. It was somebody that taught in that school that lived out there and talked about how during the Rose Bowl, people would just park over there in the yard. They had to pay. So
I'll be charged.
My point is,
before we move on to the next topic, I have to say this. The Godfather came up with this whole system before everybody else.
I'm tired.
I'm telling you this right now, JB. Chris knows. The Godfather came up with a 16-team playoff system.
You know what this
back in 2007.
Like? Have you ever seen the Pepsi commercial, the Dr. Pepper commercial? The old guy who is the selling the drinks says, "Yeah, I came up. I admitted the playoff." That's what that sounds like. Okay, Godfather, get over yourself.
The Godfather came out. He came up with this back in 2007, JB. He saw it in 2007. I'm telling you.
Been on this thing.
Get over yourself.
We're ready to move on.
Oh, and I was going to say, is my whole point of my story was, who cares about the Rose Bowl?
But
Nobody.
Just give me a good game. My goodness, I'll watch this.
All right, I think Chris is up with the NCAA.
Yeah, so, JB, I sent you a spreadsheet. You want to open that up and share it?
You sent me a spreadsheet?
Yeah, see if it's on. See if you see it.
Oh, I love spreadsheets. I'm the king of spreadsheets. Not the king. I would say the of spreadsheets.
That's it. Yeah, on the email. You see it?
Now, yeah, I'm coming up, man. Slow your roll there, young buck. I'm opening it up now. Take a little time over here on this end. Okay. Want me to share it?
Yeah, share that. So let me explain. Joey knows all about this. I love this. He's sometimes on there. So what it is I've given you the blind test here. The first group you'll see on teams on the bubble, there's 4 teams. Now, I already know who the 4 teams are, and I'll let you guys in on after you pick. But these are the records, the BPI. So the BPI is an ESPN system. The lower the number, the better. The strength of record, meaning kind of a strength of schedule, but weighing more on how they win.
Okay.
The Q score is basically taking weight into, and it's the higher the better. And so you know how they say like a quad 1 win is the better, kind of the top 50 teams.
Right.
They play those teams. Quad 2 is the next level of teams, all the way down to I think quad 4. So what it is you basically are choosing based on these 4 teams. The top 4 are teams that are on the bubble, or probably ranked 9 to 12 level teams. And you guys got to decide. These are real records and real stats for a team. You guys got to decide which team of those 4 do you think should make it in of the teams in the bubble. And then we're going to go, the other ones are probably 2, the higher seeded teams. Those are teams that are seeded right now, 2 through 4. Same thing. We'll see which one you think, and then I'll read off who the teams are.
Okay.
So we'll go on the teams on the top. Joey, what do you feel on teams on the top?
How many teams?
There's those first 4 teams.
And I need to pick one?
One of those teams. What are you feeling?
Right now, I am feeling team 2.
What do you make? What are you choosing team 2 for?
I like the strength of record number 1, but I also like their quad 1 record 4-6. They're getting. I'm thinking that they'll get to 500 in that quad 1 soon, hopefully. But the strength of record, then they got 20 wins. They got 20 wins. Strength of record is the lowest, even though their BPI is the 3rd highest.
Well, so strength of record lower is better.
Correct, and they have the best one out of those of those 4, and I like that they're 2 games under 500 for their quad 1.
Yeah, how about any team you're thinking shouldn't be in that conversation or you don't like?
I'm looking at team 4.
Oh, you don't like 4?
I don't like 4. They got 24 wins, but I'm sure that they might be in a cupcake conference. And when they do play some of the big dogs, I like to see what the point differential is. How much are they actually losing by?
All right. JB, what do you feel on team and the top? Same thing.
All right, so I got to go with that first pick. Joey said I got to go with team 2. Same reasons. Even though the BPI is the 3rd highest.
Yeah.
Their strength of record, which basically, right, you said means like strength of schedule, basically.
Yeah, but how they're winning against them, I guess.
Out of the 4 teams, they have the same amount of quad 1 wins as though team 1 and team, they basically have a better BPI and a better SOR than team 1. So I would go with team 2 as a team that I would take off the bubble.
How about any team you're disliking? Any of those?
Any team, the one team that I'm disliking. I mean, honestly, I would take team 4 over team 3. So I would say basically team 3 and team 1 close, but team 1 has more quad 1 wins and a definitely a much higher SOR. So I'll go with team 3 as a team that I would not liking that much.
Yeah, so for me, I kind of did it knowing the teams, but also just kind of saying who would I, if I was doing with you guys. I actually, same thing, team 2 to me. So we're all on team 2. I actually, with JB, I would have taken team 3 as the weakest team of the 4. So all right, so let me give it down and I'll give you what they're ranked right now. I use CBS's ranking. So team 1 is TCU. And they're right now a 9 seed. Team 2 is Notre Dame, and they're a 9 seed. Team 3 is Indiana, and they're a 3. They're an 11 seed. And then team 4 is Belmont. They're getting crushed. I think they got crushed tonight by Murray State, and they're not even. They're a bubble team right now. They're right on that bubble.
Okay.
So right now we all are loving on Notre Dame.
Gonna have to win their dang conference tournament, maybe.
Yeah, so they might have to win out to get in. Okay. So we're all loving on some Notre Dame.
I had to win out to get in. More than likely, they're playing they're playing in the same conference as Murray State, probably.
Right.
Yeah, Murray State's good. So all right, so how about let's go down to the higher seeded team bracket. Or grouping. Joey, same thing. What are you feeling? Who you liking there? This one was a little bit closer, I feel like.
Higher seeded bracket. I'm looking at team 3. Strength of record is the 2nd lowest, but I really like they played 13 games against the top teams, and they are 1 game over 500. I like that they've played 13 games. I don't like team 2 has only played 6 games. They're 5-1, but they've only played 6 games there. And Team 4 has only played 8 games there. I almost went with Team 1, but I like the fact that they've been in more stressful situations.
Joey likes them well tested.
I want them to be tested. I want them to mold their way to make a run towards the big dance. So that's why I am really attracted to Team 3.
So you liking 3? How about who are you not liking as much?
I am not liking Team 2. I know that I do like their BPI and their strength of record is I mean, if I'm in sort of a weird way that I'm rounding it, they may be the best team.
I'm trying to think who these teams are.
However, I know
I think 2 of them are from. I think 2 of them got to be from the Big 12, no doubt, because that's the best conference in basketball right now.
There's one
okay.
team from the Big 12.
One team
okay.
from the Big 12? Okay.
But the Big 12 is the best conference in basketball right now.
Yeah.
Clearly, with Baylor, Texas,
Tech.
Well, even
Texas
TCU
Tech.
We saw as a 9 seed. So
TCU.
all right, JB, what are you thinking? Who are you liking?
I'm gonna tell you. See, Joey says he likes the battle tested, and I like the team that has the better record against the top teams and has a strength of schedule. I mean, between Team 2 and 4, I'm kind of loving on Team 4, right? I mean, even though their BPI is 39, who cares? When they played against top teams, they're 6-2, and their strength of record is still 8. It's the best out of all these teams. So give me Team 4. Actually, Team 4 is probably Gonzaga, because I mean, I don't know if Gonzaga has lost 3 games, but I know they lost to Duke. I know they lost to Tennessee. So that gotta be Gonzaga. I think it is. I could be wrong, but I think I'm close.
I was thinking that probably.
I would think Gonzaga would have the BPI that low because of they really don't have. They got like 2 good teams in that conference.
Yeah.
San Francisco and St. Mary's. But they have played a lot of good teams out of conference as well. So give me Team 4 and give me like the last team. I would say it's Team 1, because I mean even though their BPI is 6, their strength of record is still the lowest out of all of these teams, and they have the worst record.
All right, so for me, I would have said Team 1. So me and JB, we're seeing eye to eye. I was same thing. I like Team 4 based on this, and Team 1 was the team I had as the lowest, and then the other 2 were about equal. All right, so I'll break it down. Team 1 is Villanova.
Yeah.
And right now, I think they are maybe a 4 seed right now.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Team 2, Joey, you do not want to hear this. That is your Dukies. And that's the team you did not like the most. Team 3 is Texas Tech.
Okay.
And Team 4, this is the shocker here, that's Providence.
Oh, wow. They just won in overtime the other day.
23-3, Providence. And they're projected right now as a 4 seed.
Okay.
Okay.
So, Joey, do not like your Dukies. And Providence, who knows? You know what I mean? That's obviously they're going to get slept on because they're Providence.
Yeah. Oh, so it's not Gonzaga. I got tricked.
Yeah. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do these every week, try to throw these out there up until we get, the next couple of weeks. So we always have some bubble watch stuff. So
bubble watch.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet to see when you actually take away the names.
Yeah.
Who you really like and dislike. And I probably will not throw Carolina because I know I will not like their resume.
Yeah, I know
I don't you guys hating on their resume as well.
I know the Orange Men are probably not going to go dancing this year unless they pull off
Make
at
a
least
run.
they got to pull off some upsets this last
Kimba or what was it, McNamara?
Old Jerry.
Yeah, Jerry is not walking through that door. Carmelo is not walking through that door.
Dievendorf?
Not even Dievendorf.
How about Akeem Warwick?
No.
Nobody.
None of them. Not even Lazarus Sims.
Oh man.
The point guard from one of their national championship teams that went to the national championship and lost to that Kentucky team with all those NBA players on it.
Hakeem Warwick?
No. Lazarus Sims. He played with John Wallace. Right? John Wallace, right? Syracuse legend.
Love John Wallace.
So
Joey hating on your Dukies. Joey, come on.
Yeah, a little bit.
They came. I think the guy hit some clutch threes last night against.
Yes,
UVA.
he did, and they only have one main three-point shooter, but that dude he hit some big threes last night.
Big threes, right at the end of the game.
Big time threes. Yes, he did.
I mean, Duke is 24-4. And I'm not guessing. I mean, the name Duke and with it being Coach K's last year, they're getting a good seed.
So we have actually this one. CBS has. Right now, I'm looking at it. They have it. Duke, Villanova, Texas Tech are all 2 seeds. Providence right now is the last 3 seed getting in. So the team we like to head, me and JB, they're the lowest ranked of the 4.
Yeah.
And they've obviously, but I think probably not playing enough of the quad 1 games.
I think, and I think it's the whole Big East thing, right? The Big East is really up this year. You got Connecticut.
Ain't the real Big East.
Villanova. Of course not, man. It ain't the Big Monday Big East, right?
It ain't the real Big East.
Right, the Big Monday Big East. I said, man, the Big Monday Big East, man. Those were the days. Those were my days, man.
Well, Providence and Villanova play each other on March 1st.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So that'll be a big game.
So they play next Tuesday. No. Yeah, next Tuesday they play.
Right? Yeah, it says next.
Yes, they do.
March 1st.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right, okay, guys. All right, it's getting late, but now something that I know y'all been missing something that we haven't done in a while. And it's one of those things that when we bring it back, the Earth's rotation is a little different. The waves start to move a little differently. Even the animals start to react differently.
The wolf wakes up.
The wolves wake up. They start stacking.
They're getting off their stack.
Right? I mean, welcome back to the CJ Squared Elite 8.
Welcome back.
As we always say, the Elite 8 has surpassed Earth. It's not on Earth anymore. The Elite 8 is out there in the universe. There are exoplanets right now that people are waking up going, the Elite 8, the CJ Squared Elite 8 is about to go down.
You need a wormhole.
You're waking up.
You need a wormhole.
Right? So, you've heard us talk about sports. We always throw some other stuff in because we always got little things going on. You're like shoes everywhere, not walking through that door. You like that kind of stuff, right? So we also talk about things like Marvel.
Oh,
and we're talking about the MCU. We love some of the old stuff, some of the old X-Men stuff. Blade, the old Blade. Wesley Snipes was popping back in the day. I mean, even some of the smaller things that you didn't even know they were Marvel movies and stuff. You know, they're cool. But this Elite Eight is about the top 8 movies of the MCU through phases 1 through 3. And here we go. The reason we're not going in phase 4, I'll let Joey and Chris explain that too.
Sorry about that, guys.
Right. I mean, and we're not even talking about the newest Marvel TV shows. You got Moon Knight coming out soon. I think I have a Moon Knight 1 over there in one of my notebooks. Moon Knight 1 from the comic books, right? I have a Moon Knight 1, I have a War Machine 1, I have a Hawkeye 1. Back in the day, right? I back in the day I collected comics. I had more, but somehow they got disappeared. Thanks, whoever did that. I'm not saying those names, but thank you. I had some real good titles back in the day. But anyway, we're talking Elite 8 MCU phase 1 through 3. Now, as we always say, you may not agree with our Elite 8.
You may not like it.
You may not agree with the process. But it's our process. So get over yourself.
Trust it.
That's right.
It's our process. So just, go with the flow.
Respect it.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to break it down to you, right? Because usually this is Joey's job. But today, old JB is taking the reins.
JB's
right? This is how it goes. We have our top 8 MCU movies. And what we do is we pick our movie. And regardless of our feelings, regardless of our emotions, right? We go with the winner regardless, right? So if Joey and Chris pick a movie that I don't like, guess what? That movie goes forward.
Unfortunately.
Send it through.
It's how it is. It's the CJ Squared Elite 8. Go back and watch the tape. Go back. I think we came to our Elite 8. Who do we say was the best team of all time? Best team of good players. Was it Georgetown? I think we did Georgetown, right? I think we did Georgetown over Duke, over UCLA, over all those teams. We went to Georgetown. I know. And I'm sure there was some out there that were like, boo hoo hoo hoo. How can you leave out my Tar Heels, my Orangemen, my Dukies, my Bruins? But we chose who we chose because this is the CJ Squared Elite 8.
That's all it is.
All right. So I'm gonna start it off for you. We got the number 1 seed. The number 1 seed is probably the movie that culminated the MCU, that made it the MCU, that made you want to think, man, what's next? It was the first Avengers movie, produced by and directed by Joss Whedon. Right? That first Avengers movie. Yeah. I mean, the first time you seen Hulk smash, you like, ooh, you like, oh my God, Hulk's gonna smash, right?
Yes.
And against a title that brought forth some characters that were not well known, but were amazing characters, directed by James Gunn, who also directed Suicide Squad. And the recent, I'm telling you right now, if you haven't watched that Peacemaker on HBO Max, Lord have mercy on you.
It will be watched.
That show is, John Cena is, that's crazy. But anyway, as you can see, I get into these things.
He's excited.
I love my sports. Don't sleep, right? You know what I'm saying? It's good to be well-rounded, right? I'm like a sports geek. Like this, it's crazy, right? But anyway, so number 1 seed Avengers against Guardians of the Galaxy with an amazing cast. Both had amazing cast, by the way. Who you going with, Joey? Avengers or Guardians of the Galaxy?
As great as Guardians is, I'm going to have to go with the number 1 seed, Avengers. When I finally watched it and just saw them all together, it got me even more interested. Give me Avengers.
Avengers. I guess just so you know, that scene in Avengers when they all came together in that street in New York City, in the show What If, they had the same scene with a different set of characters in a different Marvel universe.
Oh boy.
Telling you, if you listen, everybody, anybody is watching,
get on it.
Before you go and watch Doctor Strange when it comes out, please, you got to watch WandaVision and you have to watch What If. If you do not watch those two, you will be lost. Anyway, Chris, where are you going here? Are you going with
I'm pulling the upset here. I'm going Guardians. I like that all of the movies prior to that were known big names. They kind of have a formula. Marvel does have a formula to me that works clearly because all these movies are good. But this one kind of took, like you said, an unknown characters, and you saw the previews, and you're like, "Well, look at the raccoon! Like this is gonna be gonna be a ridiculous movie, and not necessarily in a good way." And to me, it's just so far out there, but funny and entertaining. It's the first one that was kind of funny to me. So, and it's guys that I think has made some of these people's careers. Batista was just a wrestler that now is a legit actor.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Chris Pratt, same kind of way. He was just kind of a goofy guy. I mean, he all these people in that have just blown up.
Yes.
And so to me, all of these are good. We can just, obviously we got that out there, but I think I like that one just because of how much different it is to the rest of the catalog, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, it's very good points, man. Let me tell you, the Bradley Cooper, I guess Bradley Cooper, right?
Yeah, he
plays Rocket.
Yes,
Listen,
he is.
Let me tell you, man, one of the funniest it was some funny scenes there, but one of my favorite scenes with Rocket is on Guardians of the Galaxy 2, which is not on the list. Good movie. And Dave Bautista tells Mantis to pet Rocket, and Rocket goes, Man, do you know in the movie theater, I damn near lost my mind, man. That joke was so funny. But anyway, because I saw it coming. I was like, oh, he's going to bite him. Anyway, I got to hit Chris with a not so fast, my friend.
No, with the upset.
Hey, no, it's the Guardians of the Galaxy was a great movie. I mean, and me, I am the person who 2 years ago, me and my daughter, when she came to visit me, we had a week when we watched every movie from phase 1 to phase 3 in order.
Yep.
All of them.
Yep.
Right? And, so Guardians is a good movie, but I got to go with the Avengers, man. When Captain America told the Hulk to smash, I had a chill down my spine. And when the Hulk grabbed Loki's legs and he just smacked him.
Yes, he did.
Bam, 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 like
he
bam,
had it coming too.
Stones.
He had it coming.
Puny God.
He had that coming.
Before that, the Hulk could talk before that scene.
Mm.
He said no words before that. Mm. Right? But anyway.
He had that coming.
The Avengers move on to the semifinals.
It's just through.
All right, man, these next movies, man, there's some tough titles here. Oh, my goodness.
Oh, boy.
I mean, man, we should have did this early in the night, man. This is just, oh, God. Okay, all right. So let's go with, I'm looking at them like, man, all right.
You're like, I don't want to pit these two together. Like, we only got 8.
JB.
JB is around at 64.
All right, here we
He's
go.
like
Right,
40
this
something.
is the greatest Elite Eight in the history of
All
Elite Eight.
times.
Better than the NCAA Elite Eight. Get it?
It doesn't even sniff it.
That don't even come close, right?
Nope.
So anyway, here we go. We got Thor Ragnarok, the 4 seed, versus the Captain America Civil War.
Whew.
All right, Chris, you up first. You taking Thor Ragnarok?
This is a battle. I'm going to go Thor because I think that the second Thor was not as good, and it looked like what's the direction Thor is going to go. And then Thor Ragnarok came kind of out of nowhere as far as they just shifted, put some humor in it. The director, what is it, that Tiki or whatever?
Got his name Tiki something.
Yeah.
He plays Korg.
Yeah, that dude's hilarious also. To me, it just the whole premise was just different, and because like I said, Marvel does have a formula, and then when I guess I like when they kind of switch it and you don't know what to expect. So as good as Captain America Civil War is, I think Spider-Man killed that movie. But I am gonna go with Ragnarok here.
Okay. All right. So we got one for Ragnarok. Joey, what you got?
Chris JB, I'm going Civil War. The fight between Captain America and Iron Man was so emotional. And I was really worried about what was going on. I felt the emotion.
He's my friend. I was your friend too.
I have to go Civil War. I didn't know what they were going to do. How they could move forward. That fight was extremely emotional for me. I got to go Civil War.
All right, so once again, it gets thrown to me. Y'all making my job easy.
You got it,
man. This is what you know. What I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Whatever I choose, I'm wrong. Okay, both of these movies, like Chris said, Thor Ragnarok, after Thor: The Dark World, which to me wasn't as bad as everybody said it was.
I didn't mind it.
I enjoyed it, but Thor Ragnarok took that character and the Hulk's character to a different level.
Yes.
Right? I mean, the comedic part of that movie was just it just kept you going, like, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Like when Thor comes out in the arena and the Hulk comes out.
He's like, oh, what's up? I know him. He's like trying to chat with him and stuff.
Yeah, he is.
Trying to be all cool with him.
One of the parts that really got me in that part of that scene is when Loki saw the Hulk. He had to get up and walk out because he was feeling stressed.
Oh, he better get away from that.
He was scared.
He better get away.
He was in the arena, but he didn't want to be nowhere near the Hulk.
Shook once.
He was shook.
Yes, he was.
All right, so that movie, it took you on a roller coaster and you laugh, but Civil War,
oof.
Yes, it took you to all kind of different places. You got the Black Panther going through changes because his dad is dead.
He ain't happy.
You got Baron Zemo. Because at this time he was just Zemo, just so you know.
Yeah.
He had always been Baron Zemo, but they didn't let you know he was Zemo until Falcon and the Winter Soldier, which to me, right? I got, you know what I'm saying? Do I need to go get my Captain America stuff right there? I'll bring it over here, right? I'm gonna show y'all in a second. But I mean, and then just
Oof.
I mean, that movie took you on an emotional roller coaster, and it probably introduced into the MCU one of the most favorite characters in Marvel Comics, which it doesn't matter, old, young, race, religion. Spider-Man. It brought Spider-Man into the MCU to the forefront, right? So, I mean, with all those things happening, I gotta give Civil War the nod. I mean, I can keep going on and on about all these movies, but gotta keep it short, right? All right, so the 5 seed moves on.
I'm 0-2 right now.
All right, man. Oh my God, this next one.
Uh-oh.
Captain America, the Winter Soldier versus Avengers Endgame.
Oh, boy.
What are you doing to me, Chris? I sent you these. I didn't know you were gonna just drive me insane tonight and give me heart palpitations.
These are gonna keep you up at night going back.
Yes, they
You're
are.
like, you come back next week, like, you know when I said I wanted that one, you're like, I switched. I want that one.
All right, so Captain America, the Winter Soldier versus Avengers Endgame. I'm gonna go with you on this one first, Chris. Y'all may decide it for me, but I hope y'all do actually, because this is gonna be a different.
You don't have to pick. I like, man, this one is tough. I'm gonna go in game, and I'll tell you, I think that what Marvel does best is their individual movies are really good, but I've always said their overarching storyline that they had in all of, like what we said, those 3 phases, I guess, that whole thing is that it all builds to this one massive storyline at the very end. And so I think that is where they kill all of the other superhero movies out there. So to me, I liked it, and the fact that I think the best character that Marvel had in all of the first 3 phases was Thanos, and the fact is he was shown a lot, so you finally get to see him. So to me, there you go. So
it's appeared.
To me, the fact is with Endgame is you're just closing this whole thing. You lose characters, main characters that we've known for years that we have a connection to. And you see Thanos, who is I just think I would probably put that as 1 or 2 for me. So I'm gonna go with Endgame.
Joey, who you got? As the new Captain America stands at you, I got the Funko, I got the Lego, and the Titan series here.
Goodness. You know what? I'm gonna go Endgame. I've got to go Endgame. That movie was intense the entire time. I didn't know how they were going to actually do it. How they were going to.
Hell, did Chris have Endgame as a 6 seed? What the hell?
Well, I remember I went through Paste magazine and they had them all ranked out.
I got you.
And I didn't rank
magazine. How the hell you got Endgame as a number 6?
Right. I'm gotta put my vote behind Endgame. I gotta put it behind Endgame, but I gotta hear where you're gonna go, JB.
All right, so
where you want to go?
Let me tell y'all. At one point in time, Captain America, the Winter Soldier was my favorite Marvel movie.
Okay.
Just how it went down, it was almost like a spy thriller, right? And when you watch the movie, I mean, like, remember the scene when Cap is in the elevator
Yes.
He was like, "We're gonna do this here." All y'all getting involved in this, and he proceeds to beat up like 10 bulky men in an elevator.
Yes, he did. Cap.
And then the scene after that when he jumps on his bike and he takes down the airplane with his shield, right? Cap. And then when he meets Bucky, the Winter Soldier, for the first time,
his man's.
He's like Bucky. He was
his
like,
man.
Who is Bucky? And Cap was like, what? And you just felt for Cap. Now, I gotta be honest.
His man's.
I would have to go Endgame as well, because let me tell you, when Cap was fighting Thanos and Cap, his line, I can do this all day. But then when Cap heard the magic word from my man sitting right here, from my man, he was like, on your left.
On your left.
Everybody in the theater was like, what's going on? What's happening?
Yeah.
And then the portal opens up, and my man Chadwick Boseman walks out. The whole joint was
it was crazy. It was crazy. It was crazy.
And not to mention, my man Hawkeye, who was Ronin at that time. Don't tell me that dude ain't. And that scene when he carved up those monsters inside of the
yes, he did.
Like, dude, it's no joke. Man, that whole movie, man, just Endgame. It's just, it's like, honestly, Endgame was like, how can Marvel do anything better than this?
Mm-hmm.
That's how I felt when I saw it. Like, wherever they go, they have set the bar so high now that, it's almost like you're going to be disappointed regardless. But yet, everything I've watched since Endgame, I have not been disappointed. Okay. That's how good their movies have been.
Okay.
But I'm going to I would have went with Endgame as well. I have a lot more insight, but we don't have time. But I loved The Winter Soldier is one of my favorite movies of all time, out of any movie, right? Just FYI, my favorite movie of all time, and I probably watched the movie about 30 or 40 times, is Indiana Jones and Temple of Doom. All-time favorite movie, right? I watched that movie. I remember going to see it in the movie theater in the country with my uncle and my cousin. And to this day, if it comes on a weekend, I will sit down and watch it as if I've never seen it before.
Oh no, she back. Oh no, she back. Oh no, she back.
I know, right? That's a Temple of Doom.
You said Temple of Doom.
Okay, no, I'm sorry. I meant
Lost Ark.
I meant the first one, Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Okay.
I apologize. Hey, guess what? I'll sit down and watch Temple of Doom as well.
Absolutely.
Yes. Is it hard, Andy?
Andy, kaya ha.
Yep. All right. So, man, Chris, you're killing me, bro. The next one, Chris, you're killing me, bro.
Right now.
So right now we got the 1 seed that's moved on, Avengers, the 5 seed, Captain America Civil War, the 6 seed, Endgame. And now
I think I know what this is.
Movie that we meet at midnight to go see, and I left Nature Bridge. Was it Endgame or Infinity War? I think it was Endgame.
Infinity War.
Okay, which is one of our next choices, right?
It's got to be number 2.
We have the 2 seed, Wakanda Forever.
Oh, okay. Oh my gosh, this is a big one.
Versus Marvel Infinity War.
Oh my gosh.
So,
this hurts.
Okay, so
this one hurts.
You got.
I go ahead and I'll let you go first, Chris.
Oh, this one.
All right, so JB's got.
Where
He's gonna come up dressed like the Black Panther. He better be wearing them tights and everything. He better be dressed up like Warmonger and have all.
There it is. There it is.
So to me, these are in ways very similar because culturally, these were both huge movies as far as what they did on the level of culture. As far as,
on again.
I didn't want to get my mask, but I didn't.
Okay.
So
I have worn a Black Panther shirt on this show before.
Yeah.
You should have had everything. You should have just kept going black, and then every time had something different. But what I was saying is both of these movies left an imprint on the culture of America in different ways, obviously, but they both had an impact, which is it's you can't diminish that. And another thing is we saw the first time of like a true Black superhero that really was resonated. I mean, we've talked about Blade, but it didn't resonate on this level. But they both had amazing villains in them.
Oh, Killmonger! Oh my God,
Killmonger's the man.
But I'm gonna go Infinity here because just because of the culmination of like I talked about that arc and the fact that we get to see Thanos so much, and he just comes in and everyone is just like, oh my gosh, this dude is on a whole other level. And we've done our villain show. Did he win our villain show, or did he?
I don't know.
I think he won in the
go
finals.
back and look at it.
I know he made it to the finals.
Was it Thanos versus Vader?
I think Darth Vader won.
I think
but
Vader won, but we had Thanos in the finals. I think
he may have been there.
I think he went far. So to me, I mean, I think
like Jason Voorhees or something like that, or Freddy.
Freddy Krueger. So to me, this is a tough one, but I'm gonna go with Infinity War here. Joey?
Not Joey. What you got, brother?
Oh my gosh,
brother!
I still remember after Infinity. Going to see Infinity War. JB, I'm not sure if I sat next to you or if I sat in front of you and you were behind me. I know Brian was up there. I remember after that movie ended, I remember just getting up. I was the only one standing there. I turned around and I said, what just happened? I didn't know what was going on. Did not know what was going on.
You were making sure the half the people were still there.
Oh my gosh.
You walk out and half the people are gone. What the?
Why is there a bunch of smoke that's going on in here?
Look at that popcorn machine. No one's running the popcorn machine.
Oh my gosh. And just seeing the excitement that Black Panther brought the entire world, that a Black superhero is on the stage of the entire world, and the entire world is embracing it. I'll go Black Panther.
Oh, JB.
I'll go Black. I'm gonna have to go Black Panther here.
Hey, this is like, I mean,
JB's got the Sophie's choice right here. Man, don't want to give either of his babies up.
Listen, man, I mean, I remember when Black Panther came out, there were people going to see Black Panther who had never seen an MCU movie.
Yeah.
They were taking pictures in front of the Black Panther thing at the movie theaters, getting dressed up in their Black Panther, garbs and African garbs to go to the movie to, the African gear. And Infinity War, I mean, I was with Joey, and I'm thinking the same thing. What? Right? I mean, who can forget get the line? You should have went for the head. I mean, who can forget that? But who can forget Killmonger? Was there any Marvel character that had as much pain and just I don't know, man. It's so many reasons to lash out at the world.
Absolutely.
Killmonger.
He wanted payback. He was going to get payback.
I'm sitting here while I'm talking. I'm doing a task of trying to pull up the their picture from the movies to see what movie we went to. But I mean, I'm man, this is a tough decision. Infinity War had you begging for more. If I'm not mistaken, because we had Black Panther, then we had Miss Marvel, and then Infinity War came out. I mean, I remember sitting there saying, dang, they got rid of the Black Panther already?
Right.
The movie. The Black Panther. I remember saying to him, I think I might have told Joey that. I'm like, the Black Panther, man. Come on, man. So, I mean, but really, just in terms of, I mean, the Infinity War set up a lot of things in the MCU going forward, but just the impact that Black Panther had overall, I got to give it to the Black Panther. Yeah, I mean, he's sitting here in front of me too, so I got to give him a shout out. I mean, and big shout outs to Chadwick Boseman. Rest in peace, man.
Yeah, he killed that.
Yes, he did.
Do y'all realize? And this is another thing that for all you people out there, if you haven't got your feel of him, do you realize his last role, his last thing he did as an actor was Marvel's What If?
Oh, really? Nah.
His voiceovers in that series were his last thing he did.
Can you tell at all? Does he sound any different, or he sounds just like him?
He sounds just like him. I mean,
really?
It's that whole. I'm telling you guys, you gotta. Even though I know some of y'all like, I don't watch cartoons, man. You gotta watch that. You have to.
I watched the first. I think I watched the first one and it was good. The one on what's the lady with Captain America?
Yeah. I know you talked about.
I just haven't watched the other ones yet, but I'll get on it.
You gotta watch it, man. It's just, it's good. I mean,
everything Marvel does is generally good. So
what movie came out, Joey? Because this is me, you, and Brian. This is definitely me coming from Nature Bridge. Hold on. What movie came out March 7th, 2019?
That was Endgame, probably.
I think.
Yeah, it has to be Endgame, Joe. I told you it was Endgame.
Yeah, okay.
I think Endgame was the one that we saw when I snuck out, but I think we seen Infinity War together too.
I think so. Let me look.
Because we've seen a few movies together, right?
Endgame came out in April 26th. Captain Marvel, March 8th. Spider-Man Far From Home, July 2nd.
So March was Captain Marvel?
March is March. It says March. If I just looked on there, March 8th is Captain Marvel, it says.
We must saw okay. So that's not the one we snuck away from. Then hold on.
What day was that picture taken?
The one that I got here is March 7th. We saw it that night.
Yeah,
March 7th.
So that's Captain Marvel.
Okay, so then let me keep going. What day did Endgame come out?
April 26th.
Oh yeah, I got Nature Bridge. I see Nature Bridge, and yes, Yes. Hold on. Let me share with you, Joey.
This is 2019.
Yes. Look at us.
Okay.
Because look at the pictures. Look at the day before.
Okay. Field trip. That's right.
It's the same day.
That's right.
It's the same day. I'm at Nature Bridge in the
Okay.
daytime. At
Okay.
night.
Nighttime
In-game.
superhero.
That's right.
Okay.
That's right. So yeah. So I told you in-game. But anyway, dude, I gotta go Black Panther. All right. So here we go. Second
Man,
round.
I'm getting smoked right now on this.
So we got Black Panther, the number 2 seed versus the 6 seed in game. I'll go with you first, Chris.
So same reasoning. For me, I'm gonna go. I'm a Thanos guy, so and this was the culmination of that whole story arc that took years in the making. And I think that's what Marvel does best. So I think that's what Marvel does best, is better than anyone else. They make good superhero movies, but I think connecting it all together into one kind of web of I think that was the culmination of it. It's tough to be able to bring in so many storylines and so many characters, give them enough time.
Yeah.
More Black Panther.
There's more coming.
Oh, look who this is. So look at you.
Oh,
Who is it?
there's more Black Panther. So
No,
to
that's
me,
Killmonger. It's Eric Killmonger, baby.
That's Killmonger.
Oh, is
Okay.
it?
Okay.
oh, that's when he was the Black Panther.
Yeah, that's his uniform. Yep.
So to me, just the writing and the overall, the fact that was planned so far in advance, and that they could pull all that off with all those characters and still make a movie. I mean, it was a long movie for sure, but another thing is it didn't even feel that long, and I can rewatch that one over and over, and it's so much going on with all the different like places they had to go to get all the stones. Oh, it's just, and I think to me that one wins. I'll go in game.
In game over the Black Panther. All right.
And you see what does Thanos say when he was like, it's been done? What did he say? Like when what was his like when they were sitting in and they came over.
One part I forgot. I think something about how
it's already been done, or it's something like.
I know when Thor cut his head off at the beginning, but I know that he said that he was inevitable.
I am in there.
Yeah.
Right.
But just the fact of like the guys, like all those people at the end, and then when all the women came in or fighting, like I just think that they did a really good job of just being able to bring that many characters. And like when Doctor Strange looks over at Iron Man, I mean, it's just, to me, it's
one hand working. He goes,
yeah. So many things had to come into place to make that movie, and they pulled it off so well. So to me, it's just, it's a great movie in that regard.
Yeah, you man, I'm telling y'all right now, this Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness is going to be on that same level. This Endgame. I mean, it's going. Man, I'm telling you, man, it's gonna mess everybody up, man. Y'all gonna see stuff and be like, "What?" Joe be like, "What just happened?"
Oh my goodness! What happened?
Or that was weird.
That was
right, so Joey, what you got, man? You got Black Panther, or you got Endgame. Me and you sitting there side by side at Endgame, rubbing shoulders.
Black Panther. Black Panther. These are all hard. It's a toss up. It's a pick 'em for me, but I'll go Black Panther.
JB's like, dang, you keep leaving me to make the choices.
I mean, like I said, man, these you're wrong or either way. It's like you
definitely are.
Yeah, and this is what makes the MCU such a beautiful thing to me. If you were a comic book guy growing up, or if you liked superheroes, dude, I can tell y'all this. Up until about 5 years ago, I watched cartoons regularly. I mean, I'm talking about since I was a kid until 45 years old.
I hear you.
The only reason I really stopped watching them regularly is because I didn't have time to watch them between everything else I do. I used to record the Disney Marvel shows, right? I just love these things.
Yeah.
And it breaks my heart that I gotta pick a winner between these movies.
This is tough.
Right. I'm looking at my shirt I'm wearing that day. I have this shirt that says whatever it takes.
Whatever it takes.
Right. I'm, with a nod to, and my Jordans are looking pristine, but anyway. Looking mighty clean, right? But the scenes in Endgame, like Chris said, man, when the beginning, like how it started, like Endgame, how it started, it had a comic book feel, even though you knew what it was about, right?
Yes.
It starts with a freaking rat saving the universe.
Yes, it does.
If the rat doesn't turn the machine on, Ant-Man doesn't come back. They don't figure out how to time travel. Right?
That is correct.
They all played their, oh my goodness.
Where you going?
I gotta go Endgame on this one, man. Okay. Even though I may lose some points in the hood because I didn't choose Black Panther, I apologize. Do y'all realize that the part in one of the pretty much the part in Endgame that had me just like, oh my God. When the Black Panther and the Dora Milaje, I think, when they walk out of that Doctor Strange portal, the feeling I got in my body was like, oh my God, what is going to happen? And I love Black Panther, but I never got that feeling like, oh my God.
I hear you.
You know what I'm saying? And so I gotta go Endgame.
That was an incredible feeling.
So Endgame goes on to the championship round.
There we go.
All right. So now we right back on it again. We got two great movies. We got, like I said, the movie that started it all. Man, it's 12:41, man. We tripping in here tonight.
We got a packed show. That's why.
Yeah. I still got the energy because I'm talking about this. We got the Avengers versus Captain America Civil War, which people said was pretty much an Avengers movie as well.
Yes, it was.
Okay. It's the movie when the Avengers broke up. So, Joey. Now I'll go with Chris. Joey, you first. The Avengers
the raw emotion that I felt
America Civil War
after that fight between Tony Stark and Steve Rogers is the reason why I have to go Civil War.
Civil War, the raw emotion.
I didn't know what they were going to do. How were they going to get over that to go to the next level? I got to go Civil War.
And
I'm going.
Endgame,
I'm going Avengers. Me and Joey have been all different. I'm going Avengers just because it was the first time they kind of all brought them together, and we didn't really know how that was going to play out. There's a lot of iconic scenes. That one where they're all kind of like we've talked about that in the circle.
warm at the end.
Yeah, I mean, both are good movies. Both kind of, obviously, what we seem to like in this is when they're all together and they're all playing their parts, and you get a little bit of each of them. So just the fact that this was kind of the first one that brought them all together and was just, the blueprint of what we were going to see of these kind of big popcorn movies going forward. Just
popcorn movies. Go ahead, Chris.
Yeah, it's just action and funny and the thing is that with Marvel is like someone like JB can watch it and he sees it for on different levels, but somebody like Elle and Coop can watch it and it's just an entertaining movie that they don't have to do. And you can watch it, they can go and have no clue about the huge arc and all these other things. And I think that's what Marvel provides is you can dig as deep as you want in there, in all this stuff that's going on, or you can just take it for face value as a good movie. And I think they do that. Those two things kind of combine those two things better than everybody else. So this is kind of the start of that, I think, of okay, I can bring in a bunch of characters and we can blend them all together and do it really well. And then we're seeing the other side of Endgame to do it really well. So yeah, I'll take Avengers there.
So what you're saying is Marvel, they be stacking.
They're stacking. They do. They get better than a wolf stack. They just
completely stack.
Hey, listen. I'm all about that. I'm all about that raw emotion, Joey, and I'm about that raw emotion. But I'm gonna tell you, nothing really compared to the emotion I got just when they first teamed up. Just when they first teamed up. When the scene where that one scene after Coulson gets sunned by Loki, right? And they all go away to look. They all Hawkeye's back and they fly into the city. And the monsters are flying around.
Yes,
Tony Stark is on the radio. Bruce Banner pulls up. Bruce Banner pulls up. Just drives up. So you decided to join the team? He said, yeah. And then he says, you gonna get mad? That's my secret. I'm always mad. He turns around and he smacks that daggone ball. You're like, oh yeah, now it's on. It's about to get popping. Because oh my goodness, man. And that's when Stark landed in that iconic scene where, and you sit there laughing. You got Hawkeye with his bow and arrow. You got Black Widow with her little guns. And you didn't realize how nice she was with those guns. You were like, okay. All right. And then shout out to the Black Widow movie, because let me tell you, Black Widow was all that, right? She brought it every time. And but yeah, I gotta go with that first Avengers, man. Even I never forget when we went to your movie and your boy, his name Jason too, right?
Mm-hmm.
He sunned me. He sunned me. And he was like, yo, say in the Avengers movie, Captain America grabbed the Hydra webs. I'm like, they did that Hydra. There's no Hydra sign. And here I go on my phone in the movie theater, pulling up the Avengers movie on Netflix. And I got sunned. From that point on, I was like, nope, I'm paying attention to everything from this point on. I ain't missing nothing. I'm watching every scene like a hawk. I'm getting every Easter egg. I ain't never getting sunned again on a Marvel movie.
Right.
I got sunned. I admit it. He sunned me.
That's
Hey,
Davis's
first of
boy.
all, he sunned me in front of Joey. That ain't made it worse.
That's Davis's man. He loves Steve Rogers. He loves Steve Rogers.
He sunned me. He's wearing a Steve Rogers shirt in the daggone picture.
Yes, he is. Yes, he
He's
is.
all about some Steve
That's
Rogers.
his man.
Anyway, so here we go. The finals is we got the end of phase 1 versus the end of phase 3. Who will come out on top? Joey, I go with you. Is it Avengers or is Avengers Endgame? Which way you going?
Endgame.
Ooh, Endgame.
Give me Endgame.
All right.
Give me Endgame.
All right, let's see where Chris goes. Is Chris going to just do it for fun and throw it back to me? Or is he going to just pick what he wants to pick? This is an interesting. This is a moment in history, people.
This is coming back.
This could decide our friendship for years.
So in any walk of life, if you're talking art, music, like sports, when you see a movie or any of these things that I'm saying, and you know a dude's about to just, or a girl is about to just rip it up, there's nothing better than that. And I think when you go into that movie and you're like, Thanos is going to be on the screen and he is just going to just be crushing it, then you know, like, you're automatically pumped because you're like, this dude is going to rip it up. And he completely kills it in that whole movie.
Double nickel.
But I do want to see what JB has to say, and I think I can make same points for both of those. The fact is, you get the culmination and you get the start. To me, it's flipping a coin.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to flip that coin, and I'm going to land on the Avengers, and I'm going to get JB to make that start. Wow. I'm going to make JB flip the coin and see what he decides.
Yes, good choice.
It's so funny because the end of Avengers, Thanos saying, fine, I'll do it myself. Was last seen the Avengers first movie?
Yes.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. When he says that, you're automatic. It's like Michael Jordan saying, you know what? I'll go out and handle this. He's in the timeout, like, I'll take care of it.
Jersey. Give me that 45 jersey.
And the crazy part of Endgame, that the Thanos that came out acting, just handling his business, was a Thanos from the past.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because the Thanos at the current moment had his head chopped off.
Yeah, he was. His job
was done.
In Endgame, we got to see what we did not see in Infinity War, and that was how brutal and nasty Thanos was. Because remember, when Thanos fought Thor, Iron Man, and Captain America, all he had was that weapon. He did not have any. Well, what you find out later, if you watch the Eternals, if y'all didn't see it, close your ears. Thanos was an Eternal on his planet of Titan. So, and he has a brother who is also an Eternal from the planet of Titan. And the Eternals, anyway, so find out that Thanos is really powerful. And I mean, golly, I tell you what, when I really knew how Thanos was, and that was in Infinity War, right? Joe, you come back when Thanos beat the Hulk like a drum.
Yeah,
I was like, dude, really? And he wasn't even using he just beat the Hulk like a drum. I was just shocked. But anyway, so
he's gone.
Man, that first Avengers, really
movie, JB. That's your movie.
that really just, it just, man.
The
I mean,
symbolism.
the scene where, for this from watching the cartoons and reading the comics when they said Hulk smash and he smiled and started smashing everybody. And I mean, you really didn't see, it was a culmination, so you really didn't see all the good team up stuff from like playing the video games. Like if you watch like Avengers Age of Ultron, you saw like Captain America use his shield and Iron Man fire his weapon on it and it bounced off everybody else. You saw, I mean, so many of these movies had some of these great scenes in them. And Endgame, just the whole, I mean, we didn't even talk about all the whole premise of what happened and what they did and how they came together and how Tony came back and oh my God, it's just too much. I mean, it's a coin flip, and I gotta land on Endgame here. So Avengers Endgame is our winner of
Congrats, Endgame.
The first Elite Eight of 2022.
Congrats, Endgame.
Congratulations, Endgame. Congratulations, MCU. Unlike the NCAA college championship, all the fans win here.
Yeah.
With this Elite Eight. There's no losers here.
You win.
You win.
You win.
You get a car. You get a car. You get a car. I'm just telling you, right? And before we move on to my man Joey's hot take for the day, because it's getting late, but we're so excited. Just remember, I'm telling y'all, if you get a chance, you need to remember the MCU now is different. The TV shows are tied directly into the movies that are happening. If you fail to miss any of this stuff, you will sit in the movie theater like a young kid and be like, what just happened? Did you know that the Kingpin now is in the MCU?
Oh my goodness.
Oh, that's sweet.
Did you know that the Daredevil is now in the MCU?
Oh boy.
Did you know these things? If you didn't know these things, did you know that all these? Did you know that that we may even see Professor X, Wolverine, Deadpool, and the Fantastic Four and Doctor Strange? Just for all my MCU lovers, I'm just telling you, check it out. I'll be here. Hit subscribe. Listen, watch. If even if you don't want to watch us, I tell you, check out New Rock Stars. They do an amazing job breaking down all these movies, but especially the Marvel movies. They do a great job breaking those down. All right, so I think we're back on sports because I know I lost a couple of bets tonight. Hopefully, Joey will have some good with his hot take.
Oh boy!
Oh, he's looking like, oh no.
Oh boy.
All right. So, Joey, give us your hot take. We need to go back to the days of when I used to record this and go back and do audio. Remember those days?
Yes.
Oh.
When you were like, this never happened before.
What was one of them was the golf one, right? You like, I took audio from the past shows and added it to that. Probably once basketball season stops.
Oh man, I can't do that. That's a lot of work. But one of my best takes when that was all done, I came on close to the camera. That was weird.
That was sweet.
Oh my goodness! All right, I was just that was I think a beauty. But anyway,
that's coming back.
Yeah, sure. It'll come back as soon as this is my full-time job. Okay. What you got? What you got, Joey?
Chris and JB, I have a men's college college basketball 4-leg parlay that I've got going right now. And the odds are
right now.
One of them is going right now, but I better be very careful. So here's what's going to happen. It's starting. I thought it was going to be tomorrow, but it actually started tonight.
What's that, Hawaii or something?
Hawaii versus Cal Poly. Hawaii is a 12-point favorite. Of course, they're going to cover that. Cal Poly is 6-17 this year. Right now, Hawaii is leading by 1 at halftime.
Ooh.
At home. But they're going to cover. Don't worry, millions.
You know, you could have left that out.
It looked too good, Chris.
You could have just not told us that you picked that.
I could have said that.
You're like, I'm sticking to my guns.
I could have said that.
So they still can get in on the other ones.
So the other ones,
we've got
Happy Valley.
What are they? A 3-point favorite, something like that, or a 3-point dog?
2-point favorites. 2-point favorite.
Penn State landed points against who?
Northwestern.
Ooh. At home or away?
At home.
Okay. Penn State -2. All right. What else we got?
Coastal Carolina going to Arkansas Little Rock. 6.5-point favorites.
So Coastal Carolina laying the points?
Yes, they are.
Boy, you love them points.
And let me finish with going to the state of Alabama, but the Texas State.
Jasmine, shout out Jasmine Brown.
This is for you, Jasmine.
This is for you.
Texas State.
Texas State.
They will be going down to Troy. They are in first place, by the way. I think this is going to be a big time game here. Texas State will be going down. They are -1.5. They will cover.
So we got our 3-leg parlay, because we can't do the 4-leg, right?
Yeah, it's not looking good.
Our 3-leg is for tomorrow night.
Yes, tomorrow night.
3-leg parlay for tomorrow night. We're gonna go with Penn State -2 versus Northwestern, Coastal Carolina -2 versus Arkansas Little Rock, and those Bobcats from San Marcos, Texas, -1 going to Troy, Alabama. There you go. That's Joey's hot take. And always, like Joey said, we're stacking.
Keep on stacking.
Hey, keep on stacking. Hey, look, for the night outro, it's late, so I'm going to go ahead and throw this out there for y'all. Like I said, everybody, subscribe to the show. Put on your notifications. Hit us up. Shout out to my man Buttons, who always hits us up and always putting messages on the show. Always is watching, even if it's not live. He's going back, checking the tape to make sure that we're doing the right thing and putting the right info out there for y'all people. My man Buttons. Don't forget, next week we got the NBA picks coming back. We got the NCAA coming up. We still got fantasy basketball going down. Next week, big matchup. Number 1 seed versus the number 2 seed right now. Playoff contention on the line and position. Paladin versus me.
He's wounded.
Yes, he is.
He's wounded.
Yes, he is. He's definitely wounded.
Paladin, I know when you got that number 1 seed, number 1 ranking in the league, you had your chest swelled up. You was walking in school feeling good, talking trash to Joey.
Yes,
you ain't talking trash to me though, because you knew better.
Yes, he did. He was feeling good.
Because you knew you had to see old JB again.
He was really good.
He had his chest all puffed out, just like a little rooster.
Yep. So as we got, man, next week is a big week, right? Keep your eyes open, people. see what's going down. And don't forget, even though we talked about Marvel, the MCU, next week the Batman comes out. I already got my tickets. And I'm going to see
JB's going.
I'm going to see Batman.
JB's going to the Batman.
Hey, that is our show for tonight. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you come back. We are going to be putting out more content coming up. We got baseball season that's on hold.
Hopefully.
NHL still going down.
Golf is coming back.
Golf is coming back. The Masters. I'm coaching right now. 3-2. Got a game tomorrow. We're going to see what goes down at GP. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, check us out. CJ Squared episode 43 is over. Y'all have a good night. Peace. Hey, moron.
Right.
Oh my goodness. Hey, don't get offended. That's from The Water Boy. Go check it out. One of the best sports movies of all time.
Moron.
Live to play another day.
Live to play another day.
Yeah, man.
What they say? Never mess with the champ. You do these things like that. Never mess with the champ. Yeah, I don't.